Hello everyone, Prime here. Today we're going to be talking about the Kotoamatsukami from Japanese mythology or Shinto beliefs. And in the Japanese mythology, the Kotoamatsukami, meaning distinguishing heavenly kami, is an alias shared by the first gods who were born at the universe creation in the high celestial plane or Takamagahara. These gods were Takamagahara, the high creator, Kami-Musubi, the divine creator, and Amenomi Nakanushi. Seriously, don't try to say any of those names 3 times fast, it will not end well. And he was the central master. I say he didn't have a gender, it's just more comfortable for me to call him he. Even though it's not a he, don't get confused. Amenomi Nakanushi, who we'll just refer to as Amenomi, was the first god to come into existence as the Hitorigami or solitary kami. He's also a member of the Zorka Sanshi, 3 kami of creation. In variations of the myth, Amenomi, Takami-Musubi, and Kami-Musubi share the title of Hitorigami as they enter the realms of existence around the same time, with Amenomi being the first to appear. So he's kind of like the senior or the grand god, I suppose. Ironically enough, not much is actually known about Amenami's life or his adventures, his mythology, and he wasn't worshipped at any ancient shrines. Perhaps his origins might be rooted in Chinese philosophies rather than Japanese, and the Kotoamatsukami themselves may also find their roots in Chinese beliefs rather than Japanese. That doesn't mean that he didn't see worship of any kind though. During Japan's medieval periods, his importance grew, and he was also credited with being a part of the 7 major stars of the Ursa Minor constellation, which is also mentioned in other mythologies such as Roman, for instance. Takami-Musubi was a solar goddess who rose between 2 rocks at Futami Aise seashore. I apologize for the pronunciation there, but the Takami-Musubi no Kami, like the Kami-Musubi no Kami, is genderless, so either this Takami-Musubi is a separate deity, or one of the variations of this myth assigns these beings genders. In some variations of the story, it's said that the gods are both genders, so I suppose perhaps you'd need to find the original myth yourself, or maybe be proficient enough in the right type of Japanese to translate any surviving texts yourself. Musubi relates to the power of creation, and all 3 of the Zokasanshi bear this name. Also, thanks to the changes to the myth that we discussed earlier, and the fact that there are variations of the myth, these gods and their names will change, as I'm sure you might have noticed, or at least will notice. So, if it sounds like I'm calling some of these gods by different names, they're all the same god as far as the story. It's just the myth and what exactly might have taken place within the myth may differ slightly, or the end result of the myth in terms of what the actual god is may differ slightly as well. Also, it might be easy to confuse these gods with gods like Musubi no Kami, the god of marriage and love, who also bears Musubi in their name, for instance. These 3 gods were formed without procreation, unlike a lot of other gods in this pantheon. And so after these 3 gods are formed, later in the process when the earth was much more watery and unformed than it is today, Umashi Ashi Katibihi Kodi no Kami emerged as if clumps of reeds sprouted all together. They brought life into all living things. Afterwards came Amenoto Kotachi no Kami, who's not the same as the first god, by the way, and who made sure of the eternity of heaven, and both deities are responsible for heaven's creation. Though neither have a gender, and none of the Kotoamatsukami actually have a gender, also they never show themselves, which is why they're sort of obscure, or at least one of the reasons as to why they're so obscure. But yes, that was the video on the Kotoamatsukami. I hope that you learned something new, or at least enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. If you're new to the channel and want to see more content just like this, go ahead and subscribe, and until the next video, have a very good day. I have been Prime, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.